Hello there, Lynx here, and this is Sakura Bunny Girls. It's time to venture into the district, the neighborhood district, and see what's going on, because the louder the chatter becomes there. Yeah. I can see nothing yet, but judging by the aggressive sounds I keep hearing, it must be some sort of big conflict. Is Yuka screwing trouble, or is it quite the opposite? Is she making it a trouble for someone else, huh? I think she might be in trouble, for once. I don't think Yuka's gang would ever use firearms to either attack or defend themselves, so I'm afraid it's the former. Who could be so against them for, and why? I'm about to find out. Crossing the labyrinth of roads and alleys, I ultimately reach Yuka's hideout. The outside surrounded by dubious looking cars. It's never a good signal when they're awfully big and painted black. I would say it should be sign and not signal, but you know. Thankfully nobody's guarding the entrances to the old building, so I'm able to sneak in easily and without being seen. As I mentioned, the warehouse has become battlefield. Yuka's people fighting off their attackers the best way they can. At first I think they're mobsters from a rival gang, but when I notice the gear they're using to bring down Yuka's gang, that possibility falls short. Bulletproof vests, reinforced helmets, military-grade weapons. It's as if they were from the company I work for. But could that be? No, impossible. If there was a raid, my player would have told me about it to participate, not to mention that we're a security company, not some mercenaries. Who are these guys?
Surrender now, maggots. This place belongs to us and you're not welcome.
My mysterious assailant commences his screaming with a couple of gunshots to the ceiling, the strong smell of gunpowder hanging in the air, showing that he's using real ammo. However, Yuka's gang is undaunted by his threat, still willing to resist and bite back.
We're not going anywhere. You'll have to take this place from our cold, dead hands. Heh, so be it.
Indifferent with that response, the trespasser lowers his gun and aims it at the gang, his serious face showing that he'll pull the trigger without any remorse. Shit, is he for real? I can't allow him to hurt anyone. Oi! Why don't you pick on someone who can kick your ass?
Hey, who said that?
Taken aback by my abrupt involvement, the attacker's aimed to defend himself when I kick his gun away, his eyes locked on me, sparkling with fury.
Who the hell are you? Another member of this filthy gang?
No, I'm not. I have nothing to do with them.
Then what are you doing here? Get out of it before you get some.
And let you shoot unarmed citizen? Sorry, but that's not happening anytime soon.
I warned you, idiot.
And so did I. Unafraid to use the lethal form, he pulls a combat knife from his vest, lunging at me, hoping to stab me in the chest. His attack is precise and deadly, or it would be if I hadn't seized the sharp blade inches away from my suit with my hands. Huh? How can you be so willing to kill people, and for what for? And also, if you are willing to kill the people in general, it must mean you are prepared to be killed yourself, right? Whoever issued your orders should tone it down. The trespasser gasped with nervous surprise, so I snatched his weapon from him, using the knife's handle to smack his face. He reels in pain, disbelieving I paired his attack like that.
You're done for now, asshole. Move him down.
Whoa, it actually started raining heavily now here. His armed companions obey his command blindly, putting me under their crosshairs. But the moment I'm going to dodge their shots by rolling to the side, and possibly forceful gust of wind blows them into a wall. The hit's so powerful that it knocks them out. A gust of wind. Inside of a building. A strange event like that can only mean one thing.
Do you guys seriously think I wouldn't show up? Well, here I am. And I swear I'm gonna make you regret having set foot in this neighborhood.
To prove she means what she said, Yuka cast another burst of wind with her hands, this time forcing two attackers to fly out of a window. By the way, this is like 10th floor, so I don't know that actually, but you know, it's possible. Luckily for them, this is the ground floor. Aww. Don't mind my disappointment. So they won't receive any fatal damage. Aww. Still, that will hurt a lot.
She's here! Focus on her, together we'll defeat her!
Wanna bet?
Yuka smirks before she clenches her fist, making a faint string of smoke emerge from her palms. They better not draw close to her or else she'll obliterate them with her elemental powers. However, the aggressors do just that, forced to abide by the orders of their leader, and one of them attempting to slash Yuka across her belly. How dare you? Unsurprisingly, he fails thanks to the heat radiating from her now incandescent hands. I can feel it from here. And I'm several feet away.
Oh, what's the matter? Am I too hot to handle? Then you better run out of here because this is barely beginning.
Taking the initiative, Yuka pounced on the attacker that tried to hurt her, stealing his weapon before his eyes. And then she clasped it tightly, causing the knife to melt away and turn to a molten puddle.
Oh fuck! I didn't sign up for this fight! She was supposed to be around, I'm out!
Intimidated, he does what Yuka suggested, his companions too afraid to react.
See, that dude was smart. But hey, if you want me to punch some sense into you, fine by me.
Using their fear to her advantage, Yuka stomps on the ground with her heels, producing a directed earthquake to shake them like leaves and topple them. Terrified out of their wits, they drop their weapons and withdraw, much to Yuka's amusement.
And never come back, morons! Now, it's your turn, Mr. Leader, and I think I'm gonna make an example out of you.
I'm not afraid.
Are you sure? Look as if you soiled your pants.
Wow. Yuka makes fun of him as she invokes her fearsome water lashes. The trespasser unsure what to do to fight back or even survive. And the same applies to his team, demoralized to the point of being paralyzed.
Let's get so close and personal. Get over here.
Instead of flogging him with her whips, Yuka wraps them around his body, trapping him in what I'm sure is an uncomfortable position.
It's fun, but if I applied enough pressure to my lashes, they'd sink to your skin and dice you like a boiled potato. Should we give it a try? I bet that we'd laugh.
You won't do it, you're weak!
Try me.
Yuka replies with a gravely voice, tugging her hands so that the whips constrict him further. They're beginning to damage his vest and clothes.
Would you look at that? I'm actually doing it. Do you still think I'm weak? Huh?
Oh fuck, she's lost it! Empty your clips and her help me!
Who are you talking to? Your team picked up the ones that were out and left almost in tears. A pity that you couldn't. You couldn't see them flee.
Dismayed, the attacker's face goes pale, Yuka holding her mocking yet frightening expression.
You have a chance to make it out of here in one piece, Mr. Leader. Tell me who sent you and I'll release you.
I want! My lips are sealed!
I thought so.
Yuka twists her lips with disdain, increasing the pressure enough for the leash to ruin his clothes. If she applies any more force, she'll hurt him really badly. I would be fine with that.
I'm gonna ask one last time. Who sent you? Or do you perhaps prefer to turn into a stack of meaty cubes?
Do what you must! I prefer this over punishment she'd give me if I told you.
She.
Oh, that's what you want.
Disappointed with his decision, Yuka grips the handle of her whips harder, her deadpan gaze concealing their actual intentions. You wonder if it's perhaps Satomi? Or maybe, who knows, there is another bunny girl in town. Someone like Yuka would never kill anyone, not even her enemies, I think. However, I've gone too far to take any chances now. Come on, Yuka, that's enough, let him go!
Huh? Whoa. Wait, did you hear that? This bastard has a guardian angel. That's what you can call a stroke of luck.
Yuka giggles at her comments before she prompts her whips to fade away, causing the last attacker to crash against the ground. His clothes are practically torn apart, his face brimming with horror.
Alright then, Mr. Leader. I don't know who sent you, but I want you to give the message. This is my neighborhood, those are my people, and I'll do whatever it takes to protect them. And if that means beating you guys to a pulp, you can be dead sure I'll do it with a smile.
When she's done, Yuka puts an end to tonight's conflict by kicking out what has become her messenger, disappearing from the scene by driving away at a panicked speed. Delighted with the outcome, Yuka's gang starts cheering energetically, extremely glad to have endured the attack.
I'll be damned, Yori. You are literally the last person I thought I'd be seeing tonight. On our side at least, especially since it was quite the opposite yesterday.
Holding your hands like this must be extremely uncomfortable. Actually, one hand. As I told you, I was simply doing my job yesterday. I have nothing personal against you or your crew, Yuka.
Well, I'm happy it's like that because you helped me buy time. If it hadn't been for you, this would have been a bloodbath. Say, are you for hire? You keep showing me that I need your services.
Yuka chuckles as she taps my shoulder, triggering me to chuckle with her briefly. I like my current job, Yuka. I'm afraid I will have to pass that over once more. Dude, just get Rico over here to Yuka. Let's go. We can get income the way Rico does. We'll help Yuka. Dude! Come on.
I'm not asking you to join my crew, Yori. This time I want to hire you for real. I'm even going to pay you with actual money. Name the price and I'll hand you the bills personally.
Upon hearing Yuka's proposal, I can't help but frown, doing my best to work out if she's kidding me or not. Is this a serious offer, Yuka?
Oh yeah, this is a serious offer, Yori. It couldn't possibly be any more serious.
And what would you need me for exactly? You can defend yourself and your people for just fine.
Yeah, well, it's more complicated than that. I believe we should discuss this in my office. There's a lot of details we've got to tackle.
Yuka winks at me teasingly before she gestures to me to follow her to her office, probably being the improvised bedroom she built here. She must have something important in mind if she's taking so many precautions. Huh. Locking the door behind her, Yuka takes a seat on her bed, tapping the mattress for me to join her. It's been a frantic night. I could use some rest even if it's only a few minutes.
I didn't want to tell you this in front of my people, but we really need you, Yori. Quite desperately after this attack. Those bastards was ruthless, way worse than the common bunker. I believe they belong to a company, a big one judging by their gear. And needless to say, they intend to wipe us off the map.
And that's where I come in, don't I? You need me to find out who they are.
Exactly, I'll do it myself, but I gotta keep this place safe from the scum.
Yuka gnashes her teeth angrily, wishing she could leave in ruins whoever attacked them so viciously. I guess I could investigate a little bit. Do you have any hints or clues, Yuka?
Only a sneaking suspicion, if it serves you, Yori.
It's better than nothing, so let's hear it.
As you witness yourself, those bastards were merciless and extremely aggressive, carrying equipment that street gangs can only dream of owning. So my take is that Satomi's company is behind all of this.
Satomi's company. Do you truly believe that?
Oh. I mean, tricks of them. Who else would send trigger happy punks to a warehouse full of defenseless people?
I'm not going to admit it out loud, but Yuka has a point. Satomi's company appears to be quite uncaring when it comes to dealing with others. However, there's something off about Yuka's theory. If that's true, why wasn't Satomi storming your hideout as well?
I have no clue, man. But I said a few times that I wasn't supposed to be around. They were definitely adventurous that I got hurt yesterday to kick us out. That's perhaps why they didn't send Satomi. They believed that their hitman would be enough. Heh, assholes got another thing coming.
Yuka grins at me with pride, satisfied with herself for having defeated the attackers so decisively. If they belong to Satomi's company, they'll definitely send her the next time. They committed a terrible mistake in underestimating Yuka.
Anyway, will you finally accept the job, Yori? I'd go ask Satomi myself if I knew where she lived, but knowing me, I'd probably slap her face too.
I know where she lives.
I hate how she's always involved one way or another when something bad happens in the neighborhood.
Yuka stares me expectantly, her expression filling with rage the more we talk about her rival. Before I accept her offer, I think I should ask you some more questions. This could turn out to be a long job. Your goal after the mission, payment. Okay, what's your goal? You've mentioned it several times, but what would be my objective exactly? I'd want to know that before I make up my mind.
Your objective would be very simple, Yori. Finding out who raided our hideout and telling me afterward. I don't want to fight them or report to the police. I'll decide what to do with them. Personally.
Couldn't you ask someone from your I mean, come on, they are... Uh-oh. I've run out of pages. No! Okay, override time. That, by the way, proves there is a crap ton of choices in this Sakura game. There is a lot. That's 9 times 6. 54? That sounds simple. So you only want me to discover the name of the company that attacked you? Yep, I can do that. Sounds simple enough.
I know, right? I'd do it myself, or even send someone from my gang if they knew what they were doing. However, they're regular citizens. That company would crash them the instant they heard they were asking questions.
Yep, I understand, Yuka. They're not private investigators. And neither am I, so I believe I'll be able to fulfill your request.
Puh. Are you serious, Yori? You don't need to wear a fedora to become a proper detective. Like in the movies, you know.
Yuka loves to hear humorous comments, stealing a chuckle from me in the process. From Yakuza chairman to noir detective. What a promotion. Yeah? What she will do after the mission? Let's go. If I were to accept your job and complete successfully, what would you do, Yuka? It's kinda funny how every single question we ask her, actually we finish with name.
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Burning their headquarters to the ground sounds appealing, but probably ask my people first. We'd have to decide how to strike back, because we're definitely striking back. Those assholes have to pay for what they did tonight, and they're gonna be paying in spades.
Vengeance is your lovering to their... Vengeance is dangerous, let's go with that. I relate to how you feel, Yuka, but vengeance is a dangerous thing. You should think it over thoroughly, if it's worth risking your life and your people to make them suffer.
What are you suggesting, Yori? To let them get away scot-free as they kill my crew?
I have an idea. You see, I know someone. Absolutely not. They deserve fate, but not with violence. I'm sure that we can come up with a better punishment. Where is Rico? Unsure about what I said, Yuka tilts her head, grabbing her chin in thought. And after a short while she nods faintly, agreeing with me reluctantly.
Alright then, I'll spare them just this once. But if they raid us once more, I promise you, I'll turn them to ashes.
That sounds fair to me. However, after tonight, they'll think twice before picking on you. That was a valuable lesson they learned. Dude, I mean, those girls need to team up. Ask Yuka about payment. I don't want to come off as greedy, but how are you going to pay me, Yuka? With the real money, right?
Key, damn straight. You just name the price and I'll pay you with my own money. I've been saving these years in case my people needed it, but since we need you, those savings will be yours. So don't worry about it, Yori. You won't be working for free. You're not a charity.
You choose the amount. I like her too much. I don't think I can name a price, so you choose the amount, Yuka. I wouldn't want to leave your people without anything.
Hey, wait. Wait, no way! That's really kind of you, Yori!
I just like you, okay?
However, I'll ensure that it will be worth your time. You'll be doing us a huge favor, and your paycheck will reflect how grateful we are.
Delighted with my generosity, Yuka taps my shoulder, beaming at me widely. Even if it helps, I wouldn't accept her job only because of the money. There are more things involved, like the impact it will have on the others, and whether it will be positive or negative. In reality, I just like her. So far, this offer sounds promising.
Is everything clear, Yori? Or do you have more questions about this job?
I think I've heard enough about it. Yuka.
So, will you accept it?
I'll accept on the condition that I can pause and postpone your mission in case my employer asks me to participate in an operation. As you can imagine, my actual job has priority.
That goes without saying, but yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Other than that, thank you lots. I can't wait now who it was that dared to come here and harass my people.
In before it was my company.
And if it turns out to be Satomi, as I said, I'm gonna whip her ass so much that it's going to stay red for the rest of her life.
Yuka cracks her knuckles noisily. It actually cracked. Her sadistic face proving that she's ready to give Satomi some ass whooping. Satomi better be unrelated for her own good. I don't think she's related to that.
Well, now that we've struck our agreement, I think I'm gonna catch some rest, Yori. I still haven't recovered completely from yesterday's fight, so Satomi sure knows how to punch. You can spend the night here if you want. By the way, it's pretty late and I don't want those idiots to ambush you or something.
Thanks for the hospitality, but I prefer to sleep at my apartment, Yuka. I've barely slept. Spent 3 days in the city and I haven't slept even once there.
Oh my, aren't you a womanizer? But you have to wrap it in my face, you know.
Yuka's remark triggers my cheeks to flash, my reaction making her dissolve into laughter.
I was only kidding, man. I bet you've had very busy nights with work and whatnot.
Yeah, that's exactly been the case. Tonight's my first free night, actually. We should stay.
Use it to sleep a lot then. You'll need all that rest to track Satomi down and interrogate her. And I have a hunch that doing that won't be easy. She's a slippery snake.
I know Yuka before I spring to my feet and head toward the exit, hiding the fact that I know where Satomi is firsthand with a reserved goodbye. If she found out that I'm way closer to her rival than what she thinks I am, she'd use her watery whips against me with way worse consequences than having a red butt. And that's something I'd want to avoid. For you know, if she used those whips in a certain way, in a good way, it would be nice. Despite having gone to sleep awfully late, I woke up as early as yesterday. The sun rising shyly in distant horizons. I walked down the road towards Satomi's apartment complex. I don't remember the exact street for taking into account that she lives at the top of the city's tallest skyscraper, but lack of this information won't be a problem. The soaring building isn't what could be called inconspicuous. I hope I'm not too late, otherwise I'll have to try again at night. So cross my fingers to get lucky. I ring the doorbell, the intercom waking up after producing a sharp beep.
This is private residence. We're not interested in receiving commercial mail, thank you.
Wait, what? Oi, I'm not the mailman, it's me, Yori. I had breakfast with Yuka and you yesterday.
Shh! My mistress hasn't left for work, and I wouldn't want that piece of information to be revealed. I'd appreciate your discretion, sir.
So Satomi's home. That's really good. If possible, I'd like to chat with her. It's very important.
I'll let her know, please wait.
The intercom goes silent after Aki conveys her message. The entrance door unlocking after several seconds pass by.
My mistress is willing to talk with you, but only briefly. She has more passing matters to attend to.
Yes, understand. Thank you. The entry phone turns off as I come into the building, moving to the elevator afterward. The last floor. Here we go! Woo! Aki and Ayako welcome me with a polite bow as I enter the apartment. Satomi having breakfast at the same time and place she did yesterday. Given how demanding her work is, I consider myself fortunate for having been able to meet her.
Now, this is quite a surprise, Yori. I didn't think I'd see you again so soon. Tell me, what brings you to my place? I assume you didn't visit me just to spend time as friends.
I mean, we can do that too. I wish I could say that, Satomi, but no. I'm here because I need to ask you some questions.
So do I. That's why this meeting was so important to you. To be honest, I was coming for a different reason. A job offer, perhaps. I'm still looking forward to working with you once more.
I mean... Hey. Rico, how much money do you have? Should we start our own agency? Satomi, Rico, Yuka, and me. Dude. We'll become the best, like, agency in the world. Anyway. Satomi smirks at me before she sips from her cup, gesturing to me to sit down in front of her. I do as she says, triggering Yaki and Ayako to fetch up a cup for me and fill it with freshly brewed coffee. Please tea.
Alright, Yori, I'm all ears. Feel free to ask whatever you need to know. However, depending on the nature of your questions, you might receive a nuanced answer or no answer at all.
That's fine, Satomi. I don't want to get you in trouble with your employer. I won't mind if you keep some details secret.
So in the end, we'll be talking about work. Interesting. You really are spicing this morning up.
Giggling at her comment, Satomi entwines her fingers, resting her head on top of them as a way to show me I have her full attention. As I expected, she's being pretty teasing, for she might get more serious after I ask her my questions. I believe I should be tactful to avoid upsetting her, but being blunt might prove to be more useful for the investigation. Be blunt, be tactful. I'm a blunt type of person. Did your corporation attack Yuka yesterday night, Satomi?
Hey, okay, that's enough fully specific query, Yori, and very forthright too. But this side, no, my company doesn't have anything to do with that attack.
But you know about it.
From what I know, at least. Oh, may I question the interrogator back and ask why you believe it was my company?
Very heavy armed people raided Yuka's hideout. They had guns and were going to use them against defenseless neighbors. Yuka suggested your corporation could use such tactics. Instead of getting angry as I imagined she would, Satomi chuckles faintly, mockingly shaking her head afterward.
The people I work for have almost non-existent principle, yes. And even if that sounds like something they do, I have to insist they didn't participate in that assault.
Are you sure, Satomi? I mean, they were going to kill innocent people. This is a big deal.
I'm sure, Yori. Why would I lie to you anyway? We are friends. Or something close to that, I reckon. Wink.
Satomi keeps up her impish behavior. The tone she's using to answer me being serious enough to be believable. If it wasn't Satomi's company, who was it? I'll have to take this investigation elsewhere. Dude, I'm telling you, there's a fourth bunny somewhere. However, as I'm going to get up from my chair, Satomi shakes her head, making me stay put.
I'd be extremely thankful if you'd tell me more about that attack, Yori. I never heard of a string gang or combat being so ruthless before, and in my opinion, that's very unsettling.
Oh no. Did the people who right now you have, for example, in France or Sweden, move into Yori, Satomi's, Rico's, and Yuka's city? That would suck for them. We need to wipe them all out. Okay, there is something else I can say, I'm afraid. They broke Yuka's hideout, threatened them to leave by pointing their guns at them, and almost decimated Yuka's crew. I meddled in to avoid that, and Yuka took care of everyone else with her powers. Everyone's safe for now.
Curious. Very curious indeed.
Trying to piece this information together, Satomi raises her head in thought, staring at the ceiling as if the solution was there.
I have one last question for you. After that, I will let you continue getting to the bottom of the issue.
Ironically, you ended up asking more than me, Satomi, but sure, go ahead.
I was simply wondering why this whole assault team thing is so important to you, Yori. I thought that you only cared about your security guard job, so this is quite baffling for me. Are you a private investigator now, perhaps, that make me split my sides?
In a way. I mean, Yuka's paying me to discover who stormed the base, so it's nothing personal if that's what you thought. Make no mistake, for as soon as my employer orders me to take part in the operation, I'll set this research, like, aside.
I see. At least you're not doing it for free. But please, if you want to interrogate someone properly, you should put on a trench coat.
Yeah?
Looking like a detective is more important than you think.
Yeah? Sodomy winks at me playfully, this time allowing me to get up. A fedora and now a trench coat. Will I have to start smoking a pipe as well? Yeah? Thank you very much for your... Dude, Sakura Detective Girls, when? Thank you very much for your honesty, Salmi. I appreciate it. There is one thing you have not said. Kind of. It's the fact that... I mean, maybe it would spark some, you know, thought or whatever, but... You not saying that it was... Or maybe I'm just mistaking it, even if I just played that part now. Some kind of female character instructed those guys that raided that Yuka supposedly won't be there. Honestly. I mean, surely it wasn't Rico. I mean, she's literally like a freelancer, right? And she also helps people, so I doubt she would attack like neighborhood like that. I mean, helps people in a way that she destroys the corporations, right? Anyway.
You're welcome, Yori. However, the next time we meet, I hope you'll have friendly intentions in mind.
Yeah?
You didn't even have a taste of the coffee Aki and I offered you. That's very rude.
Ah, you're right. I got carried away. I'll have to do something to make up for it. There, done.
Good, I'm sure we'll find the perfect solution. On one that involves a delicious dinner, maybe.
Oh boy, probably I'll give it some thought. I share a knowing smile with Satomi, Aiki and Ako rushing to the entrance door to open before her mistress reaches it.
I've been called to work really again today, Yori. There is not a dull moment when you're part of a big corporation, don't you agree?
Sadly. Yeah, if I wish there was some of those from time to time. So many frantic jobs end up getting under your skin.
That's very true. But sadly, I must ensure that the wheels of the enterprise keep spinning, otherwise the deadlines won't be met. And that'd be a catastrophe. Imagine not beating just one.
Yikes. Picking up on Satomi's scoffing tone, I reply with a chuckle, prompting her to let out a brief giggle as well. Not all in this life is work, and she knows that very well.
Alright, I'll be on my way, Yori. Feel free to stay for a while longer if you wish to. You've got a cup of coffee to empty, unless you want Aki and Ako to take care of it, of course. For knowing them as I do, they appreciate someone else's company.
I'm in no rush, so I think I'll chat with them for a while. Coffee is something meant to be enjoyed with someone else. Is that so? I say that about alcohol, to be fair. I probably don't drink because what's the point of drinking alone, yeah?
Even more so if it's cat-themed,
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Satomi winks at me teasingly before she closed the door, leaving me at her place with Aki and Ayako once more. Aki is somewhat unamused, whereas Ayako can't stop grinning with delight.
Thank you very much for having breakfast with us again, sir! It sure was fun spending time with someone different for a change. Hush! What's the matter? It's true! Still, that's something you're not supposed to say out loud. But our mistress is not around. There is no harm done. In fact, I meant it as a compliment. That's no excuse, Ayako. It's very unprofessional to claim such things.
Aki glares at Ayako intently as they start squabbling. The way they talk to each other, stealing a peal of laughter from me as I approach the steaming coffee they prepared for me. I have a hunch that these two bicker all day long when Satomi is not around. You don't worry, Aki, it's fine if Ayako wants to speak her mind like that. And it goes without saying, what I won't tell Satomi, whatever you'll be sharing with me.
See, he's cool with it. You're just too fizzy. Fizzy? Unlike you, I'm doing my job.
Hey. Let's calm down, shall we? So sit back, relax, and have breakfast with me. There is a ton of food I'd want to watch you enjoy. Yori, that's a weird fetish.
Understood.
Not hesitating the slightest, Ayako takes a seat in front of me, Aki moving behind her quite reluctantly. Like the last time, she won't have a single bite, but at least she'll accompany us.
I guess about to see red with this question, but could I stop calling you sir? I believe we're close enough to use your actual name.
Ayako.
Ayako, you can't possibly do...
Yeah, that's perfectly fine, Ayako. You can start calling me Yori.
Thank you lots, Yori. It was become super awkward for me to keep using sir. We're pretty much friends, aren't we?
Sort of, yeah. Pleased with my response, Ayako grins at me as she begins to tuck away the food she prepared for Satomi, hardly touched by her since she had to leave extremely early. I wonder what keeps that girl going.
Well, since we're friends or pretty close to being friends, can I ask what was all that thing about Yori? I think I've heard the word attack, it must be a huge deal.
Okay, do you say it was, or do we like try to flex? Nah, no, let's not go there. It was, yeah, people couldn't people could have been hurt or even killed by the attackers. They had no mercy or compassion whatsoever. It felt as if they were mercenaries. Thankfully, we defeated them and forced them to run away. They'll consider the chances before attacking those poor people again.
We are talking about Yuka.
Hearing that name from Aiko's lips forced me to put them back down, my expression reflecting my perplexity. Huh? Do you know her, Ayako?
Not personally, no. I haven't even seen her, and I doubt I'll ever do. Which is good taking into account what our mistress has said of her.
What?
They have a past full of fighting and conflict.
A past? Have they fought that much?
Much more than you think, especially when the company our mistress works for wasn't. That's it, Ayako, you're exceeding yourself now. You can't disclose sensitive information like that. If our mistress ever finds out, she'll fire us both and ensure that we never find any job in the city.
Upset with Ayako Aki butts in the conversation, finishing it with an extremely stern voice. This topic is off limits, understandable taking into account the nature of Satomi's job. Okay, I'm sorry for asking, Aki. Confidential details should remain confidential, yes. That said, I believe I should leave. Wow. Yuka needs to know it has me Salami, or else we'll have to add yet another fight to their list.
Oh, so early? There's no food left, and the coffee machine is virtually full. Can't you stay for a while longer?
I'm afraid not, Ayaka, but I promise I'll return. Maybe even invite you to dinner I owe Satomi.
That'd be awesome! I'm holding on to that!
Refusing to say half word, Aki darts to the entrance door and swings it open, almost inviting me to make myself scarce. I can imagine, my presence doesn't exactly make her job any easier. It's been great sharing breakfast with you girls. Take care and see you soon. It's night, probably.
I'm looking forward to it, Yori! I'll wait for your return with bated breath, sir. Hopefully a certain someone will comprehend what her limits are then.
Yeah, I don't think that will be happening, Aki. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think that will be happening, Aki.
Disbelieving careers, Aki frowns at Ayako, her unfriendly face triggering Ayako to dissolve into laughter. And I can't help but chuckle as well, bidding them goodbye as I direct my steps towards the elevator. This is wishful thinking since Satomi is incredibly busy and Aki is too professional for that, but it'd be great to have dinner or even breakfast with the four of us one morning. Yeah? How much fun that would be? A lot? A couple of minutes of walking take me back to what I'm going to start calling the main road, okay? This usual stream of cars and busy people dashing by constantly. They are so fast that we can't even see them. It's early in the morning during workday like any other. This frantic pedestrian activity further proof of that. Strangely, even if that's the case, my employer hasn't contacted me yet. Management's either respecting my days off, or there are no major operations that need my attention. Whatever the case is, I have an unofficial job on my hands that needs to be updated. Recognizing me instantly, Yuka's crew grants me passage to their hideout. The entrance is more guarded than the day she gave me a tour. No wonder, after what happened last night.
Yori, back so soon? I wasn't expecting results this quickly. But I guess it wasn't that hard for you to complete your mission. Especially it's kinda obvious that Satomi's company responsible for all that crap. Because it was them, right?
Yeah, so I managed to talk to Satomi directly and she's assured me that they had nothing to do with that. I'm afraid to say, but someone else attacked you, Yuka. Yuka scratched her head, stunned to hear her supposition was wrong.
What the? Wait, you talked to her and she said no?
Yep, and she insisted a lot. That's why she hasn't participated in the raid herself.
I don't know about that, Yori. I don't trust her one damn bit, so she probably made up some bullshit for you to believe her. If I were you, I'd investigate her further.
Despite my conclusion, Yuka sticks to her initial explanation, prompting me to shake my head forcefully. She told me the truth, Yuka. I was looking Satomi directly in the eyes. I would have noticed she tried to deceive me with some fabrication. As shocking as this for you, Satomi's company isn't guilty. However, if you don't trust my judgment, you can break our contract and interrogate Satomi yourself.
There is no need to get that drastic, Yori. It's just that I do know. I was kinda hoping it'd be them. It'd be the easy solution, you know. I want to do something about that bastards already. Because I can't shake off that fact they broke in here so roughly.
As Yuka comments this, she grits her teeth. Fury is still dominating her emotions. Okay, so I'll track down the real culprits, Yuka. It's a matter of time. That's what you're paying me for, after all. And if I have to be sincere with you, I wouldn't want to start my detective career with a failed case.
Hehe, you better not, because I won't hire you again otherwise. Speaking of which, what are you going to do next if Satomi's corporation's off the hook?
I'll do some research around the city, looking for any leads that could point me in the right direction. There has got to be something somewhere, and I'll find it. Pleased with my resolution, Yuka taps my shoulder with a grin on her face, clearly happy to have me working to solve this mystery.
Thank you lots, Yori. I bet you're doing God's work out there. If you need anything from me or my people, we'll be here ready to cooperate, no matter if it's for this job or something else. You can see us as your second family or a bunch of very good friends. Your choice, really.
I'll take that into account, Yuka. I appreciate it. Yuka taps my shoulder one last time before she lets me go, her crew waving me goodbye along with her. I'm glad they hold no grudge against me for the other night's fight. The idea of being banished from this part of the city wasn't exactly charming. And focus on taking this investigation gig to the next level, I'll begin to walk around Yuka's warehouse with my eyes peeled, hoping to come across any kind of lead. There aren't many clues, sadly, only the tire tracks their cars left when they escaped in a hurry. Those guys were violent, but quite methodical too. There is something here that I can use to reveal their identities and hand them over to Yuka. Somewhat frustrated to be after a bunch of armed ghosts, I have a sigh as I take my research deeper into the neighborhood. Despite the ungodly hour when the attack happened, someone must have seen something. Let it be a company logo or a plate number. Right now, any detail would help, no matter how tiny it is. I know to myself, if I prepare the questions, I'll be asking anyone willing to cooperate. The realization I'm acting like a private eye managing to steal a chocolate from me. Bodyguard, member of the specialized security, and now a detective of sorts. My resume is getting thicker with experience by the instant.
Yeah?
Remembering what's my current and official job makes me fetch my phone from my pocket, relatively afraid to have missed any messages from Mr. Himura. Fortunately for me, it's not the case. My inbox is still empty. Yeah. It seems that management's allowing me to enjoy the free time I earned. Yes, good. Glad to not have to deal with any pressing matters. I return my phone inside my pocket, where I sense with my hand a small item that doesn't belong there. Huh? Hey, what's this? A piece of paper? Someone slid it in extremely skillfully because I didn't even notice. And I think it has a message written on it.
Meet me at my hideout this evening around 6. I'll be waiting for you outside, but feel free to not come if you don't feel like it. However, you won't regret it.
The improvised letter ends with a drawing of a cute bunny, making it more than obvious who wrote it. Yuka.
Meet me at my hideout this evening around 6. I'll be waiting for you outside, but feel free to not come if you don't feel like it. However, you won't regret it. Yuka.
Yuka. I whisper her name as I fold the paper and tuck it away with my phone, my attention now drawn to her secretive note. Judging by the tone, this feels like an invitation to something. I doubt it would have anything to do with work, because she would have told me openly otherwise. This is something personal, something that she wants to keep private. I can't help but chuckle at this last fact. A small smile crossed my face as I resume investigating the scene. How wondering it is to discover this side of Yuka. Yes! I think she's my favorite girl, man. Following the note's sole instruction, I show up to Yuka's hideout at 6 sharp. The street's not showing any kind of activity. Yuka isn't around either. This makes me wonder whether the message was a big tease or even a trap from the mysterious attackers. I start scoffingly at my far-fetched theories, waiting patiently for Yuka to appear. It's an open secret that Yuka thinks highly of me. There is no way she'd prank me like this. And as for the attackers, it's as if they vanished into thin air. Not a single neighbor was able to pick up on anything remotely useful, which means I'm running out of leads to follow. There's got to be a detail I'm overlooking. Nobody's perfect enough to leave absolutely no tracks behind. Yo! I'm digging this outfit. Yuka best girl, man. Also, Cup. Kawaii girl! Let's go. She is.
Would you look at that? The Japanese Sherlock actually came. I was kinda concerned you'd prefer to keep snooping around than meeting your friend.
I'm not gonna lie, Yuka. I was tempted to. This case, my first case, proving to be a nightmare. It might be complex enough for me to write a novel about it.
Oh, or a screenplay. Assault at the Rabbit's Warren. It's a provisional title for. I believe it's good enough to become a blockbuster.
Yep, kinda. As long as we don't use the word rabbit hole, we'll be fine.
Well, it depends on the genre of movie you want to produce, Yori. Assault at the Rabbit's Hole leaves no room for imagination.
I wonder what she might mean. Unable to resist the comicality of our comments, I end up bursting into laughter, Yuka joining me shortly after. This topic truly escalated quickly.
Anyway, I'm happy you decided to meet me, Yori. I was genuinely worried you'd prefer work over me.
No! Fortunately for both of us, I know when to stop. There is more to life than getting the job done. Yeah? However, I must ask, why did you invite me so furtively, Yuka? Suddenly finding that paper next to my phone gave me a scare.
As you can imagine, being the leader of the street gang has a huge list of cons. I barely have any free time, and we better not talk about the state of my private life. So yeah, when I want to get personal and enjoy myself, I gotta fade away for several hours and become Yuka, the regular girl. Congratulations on meeting her, by the way. You're one of the very few people that have had the pleasure.
Yuka grins at me widely, not quite managing to conceal the sadness that her gaze is conveying. Being a top comes with many sacrifices. Sacrifices that sooner or later make you wonder if what you're enduring is worth the pain.
Alright then, are you ready to spend the evening with me, Yori? Because your detective guts told that be the case,
Yep, I assume as much. However, I have no idea what you have in mind.
Nothing over the top, if that's why you're indirectly asking. Basically, I thought it'd be cool to walk around the neighborhood and chat about ourselves. We've never got personal with each other, we've only talked about stuff related to work.
Good point. It will be interesting getting to know Yuka, the regular girl.
You bet it will. She's still hot, funny, and freaking cool even without her powers.
Yeah. A coquettish smirk crossed her face before she moves to my side, clasping my hand surely but slightly as she guides me into the unknown parts of the neighborhood. She's insisted a lot about not raising any topics that have to do with work, which allows me to ask questions that were unthinkable, or rather awkward before. So Yuka, are you single? First question that comes to mind. Dishonest. Ask you about the dishonest contract. What? Hobbies, passions, ambitions, grandmother. Where did that come from? Hobbies. Let's go. This is quite a broad question, for I'd want to know if you have any hobbies or if you're passionate about something in particular, Yuka.
As I said, being the leader of my gang hasn't allowed me to do much apart from kicking ass, which is fun but something that I can't consider a hobby. For whenever I'm lucky enough to have some free time tonight, I love watching old movies and shows.
Yeah. Old movies and shows. How old are we talking about?
Like at least 3 times my age, so from around the 90s, if not before.
3 times your age. 3 times your age. Let's not get into it. From around 90s, if not before. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, right now, I, like, don't have any interest in movies at all. Not gonna lie. Even if I watch something, it's from something from the past. I opened my eyes with surprise, disbelieving someone like Yuka would be into such a dated entertainment. Because back then it was good. Now it's, you know, maybe there is some good stuff. Most of it, well, let's not even talk about it. And how's that, Yuka? Do you prefer those over the current movies and shows? Say yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I don't even know what's popular nowadays.
Same. Except for anime, I guess.
I guess that's because they don't pique my interest much.
Same.
They look so repetitive and over the top.
Yeah.
The plot feels kinda forced.
Yeah. Let's not even talk about choice of actors, the main point.
And the fact that there are so many of them coming out every week doesn't help to give them a shot. Also, spoilers will eventually come to my ears, and that would piss me off a ton. So for now I'm gonna stick to the trustworthy VHS movies that Dad purchased for Grandma several years ago.
Now is when the question about your grandma to appear makes sense.
I used to watch them with her when I was a kid. Funny, I didn't understand them back then. Like that Western movie with the 3 different protagonists.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I kept mistaking them throughout the whole movie. What a mess.
I need to check. Western movie with 3 protagonists. Western movie with 3 protagonists. 3 brothers? Is this about the Legends of the Fall? I don't think I watched it. I definitely didn't watch it. Whatever. Yuka shakes her head derisively before letting out a giggle. Her response so very strange that I find myself with a confused smile on my face.
VHS movies. Really? That's beyond outdated.
I do not have an VHS player anymore. It broke completely. But judging by her nostalgic tone, she's clearly more into the experience than the content. Ask about ambitions. Do you have any plans for the future, Yuka? Aside from managing your people, I mean.
Gotta say, that's something I never gave much thought to. I've been so worried about taking care of my crew that I didn't ask myself what I want to do with my life. It's the perfect chance to think about it then.
Oh, it's the perfect chance to think about it.
Easier said than done, Yori, because what could a girl like me do? Maybe I could go to college or whatever. When I discovered my powers, I finished my studies and began chasing those money-hungry vultures of my neighborhood.
That's a good idea. It's never too late to learn something new. What would you want to study for? There are so many possibilities.
Oh, I'd have to reflect on it very carefully. But on the top of my head, I choose something related to business management so I could open my own business one day.
Ah. Yo, I mean, let's open our own agency again. We need to recruit Satomi, we need to get Rico as well on board, and ourselves, we have the best company ever. Come on!
I earned a massive amount of experience leading my people. How hard could it be doing the same inside company?
Maybe. Yuka asked me a rhetorical question that I opt to answer with a shrug, prompting her to snort comically. Sometimes the only difference between a street gang and a company is the sharp suits people are forced to wear. And sometimes it's in the company that, you know, the worst people are there than in the street gang, I guess. Not that I have any experience with street gangs, but...
I'm not sure what kind of business I would go with for.
Damn. It's pouring even harder right now. I think I'll close the window just in case. Give me a second! Actually, whatever. It's not falling inside. Actually, there is nice smell of rain now. Yeah. I don't think the mic is picking that as well, so it's fine.
But what I'm dead sure is that I'd donate some of the benefits to the people in need.
I mean, again, I'll repeat myself. As long as you are in a situation where you feel safe yourself, it's fine to do that. I would say. Yeah. I mean, again, maybe it's sort of a trashy approach. But, you know, if it's me, if I don't feel secure, I would not be doing that. That's for sure. Anywho. That'd be very generous for Yuka. Not many companies do that. Yeah. To be fair, most of them just fake that. Let's face it.
Grandma always says that it's our duty to make the world a better place, Yori, and I firmly believe that. So, regardless of what the future holds for me, I'll do my best to study by those words.
Motivated by her own explanation, Yuka pumps her free fist, showing how solid her convictions are. If I didn't know her as I do, I could perfectly see Yuka as the heroine of some superhero comic. Which in my opinion is really amazing. And she's already better than the superheroes we're introduced to in comics in 21st century. Yeah, let's ask about the grandma. Okay, I noticed that your grandmother appears to be very important to you, Yuka. Also, lightning totally striking outside right now. It's getting serious. Could you tell me more about her?
If I did, we could spend the whole night chatting about her, Yori. There is a freaking ton of killer stories that make you split your sides. Another ton of emotional stories that make you bawl like a baby. She's like the best woman ever, and I'm not saying this just because she raised me.
She raised you? What about your mom and dad?
Oh, well, they were always too busy working to recover all the money they lost thanks to that backstabbing snake. Like, I'm not blaming them because they did what they had to, but Grandpa was the one who raised me single-handedly, pretty much. Thankfully, my family situation is much better now, but Grandpa's really old and I can't spend much time with her thanks to my crew. I sometimes wish I was just a regular girl, so I could enjoy her company while she's still around, you know. These powers came with a hidden price.
It is like that, huh? Saddened by this reality, Yuka sighs loudly, her eyes misting up with tears that are begging to roll down her cheeks. However, Yuka prevents that from happening by brushing them with her hand, doing the impossible to smile at me as if nothing had happened. Whew, okay. We're supposed not to talk about work. Ask Yuka about the dishonest contract. Oh, maybe this is related to her parents, not our contract here, okay. Maybe I shouldn't really rack over bad memories. But I remember you told me that your father signed a dishonest contract that got you evicted. Can I ask how that happened?
Oh wow, now that's an awfully personal question. But yeah, I guess I can tell you. That happened ages ago, so I'm over it. Though I don't remember all the details, to be honest. Those times were very tough for us. Mom was very sick and Dad quit his job to take care of us. Our savings were running low and those bank pen pushers noticed. One fine day, they sent a leech to visit us personally and he offered us a deal too hard to pass. A decent sum of money that would let Mom get the treatment she needed. Obviously, Dad signed in a heartbeat without reading the small print first. So we got the money, yeah, at the expense of our home.
Oh, so it was a mortgage.
It sure was, for that bonehead assured that it was a regular loan. What another asshole had to exploit my family's suffering.
I mean, to be fair, that's how loans work. If you take a loan, you need to have something of the same value, right? So in that case, I guess it was the house. I mean, then again, it's kind of weird that the bank itself was like, hey, we can offer you mom. They sent text messages and sometimes they call, but they... I don't know, maybe it was different there. Okay, it is thundering outside, definitely, because my doggo came around. Come on, little fella. You know, for a hunting dog, you sure are afraid of surprising stuff.
What a nerve that asshole had to exploit my family's suffering.
Yeah. Yuka clenches her fist with fury, probably wishing that she could have 5 minutes alone with that unprincipled man. Yeah. Taking into account what he did, he deserved it. Yeah.
Anyway, the bank kicked us out of home and we landed at Grandma's. She was tricked by those monumental morons, so she kept her house and we started living there. Ah well, Mom recovered and Dad managed to find a new job, so this story has a happy ending.
That's good.
Except for Grandma. You will not believe how much it took her to adapt to our living style. I found her yelling at the robotic vacuum cleaner Mom and Dad bought her to thank her for the hospitality one day.
Dude, please, let's not talk about that. Some time ago, my father actually bought, apparently, something like that as well, right? The problem is, what he bought was a cheap thing from... I mean, I guess we can say that it was Lidl. He unpacked it, used it once, and, you know, when you find out what he bought... Of course, my mother found out first, so now. I found out when I stumbled around. Like, dude, what for? That is clearly garbage. Dude. Come on. I don't know, he sometimes purchases stuff that's absolutely not needed. Anyway.
She thought that a spirit was powering it. What? An old cogger. Codger?
Yuka snorts up on sharing these memories with me, prompting me to chuckle softly as I picture the scene. I mean, to be fair, it's new technologies. New technologies can be very surprising to older generations, right? I guess eventually we'll get like that as well. I bet that if she had recorded it, it would have gone viral within seconds.
Anyway, I do visit her whenever I have a spare moment, so there's that. What about you, Yori? Do you get to see your family much?
Oh, we don't know anything about that. In person? Not quite. They live in a small town away from the city, so the best I can hope for is a video call. Which doesn't happen often since they are as busy as me.
Oh dang, that's very lame.
It is, yes, but since what matters is staying in contact, I don't complain.
That's a positive way of seeing it, so I'll take it.
Yuka reinforces her comment with a mischievous wink, holding bittersweet feelings about the situation with my family. Given how much her family means to her, I highly doubt she'd be able to endure it.
Alright, we arrived at our destination at last. What the walk, huh?
Wait, are you sure this is the right place, Yuka? It's identical to your hideout.
Hehe, because this year, all the graphics are where they should be.
So, that's why I've been turning left the whole time.
Yep, it was to return to the origin. But if it serves you, we've drawn the biggest circle possible. I want us to build quite the appetite, after all.
Resisting the urge to chuckle impishly, Yuka takes me inside a familiar building. My expression clouded with bafflement as she does so. An appetite? Is there some kind of meal waiting inside? And what about her gang? Didn't she want to stay away from them tonight? One of my unasked questions is responded as soon as we enter, laying my eyes on a warehouse that's deserted. There is not a single soul inside. What you'd expect from a seemingly abandoned place. Wait, where is everyone, Yuka? Your hideout was crowded this morning.
I sent them off. I told my gang that I needed the premises to be completely empty until tomorrow morning for reasons. They obeyed me, of course, kinda reluctantly because it's a pain to leave, but they did still.
Did you really say for reasons? Weren't they suspicions or something?
Hehehe. Nah, it's happened before, usually when I had to take a break from our operations. A leader needs to be fresh to guide their people to victory. And since they understand that, they don't ask any questions when the time comes for them to scram.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess. I believe this a world I will never fully comprehend.
What? Come on, it's super simple, Yori. You do what the girl in a bunny suit says. You can see her like your employer, but what hotter? But way hotter and more stylish.
Yeah. Yuka's comparison is nonchalant diversity to laughter. My mind committing the mistake of balancing differences between her and Mr. Himura. Unsettling wouldn't even begin to describe it if he wore a similar suit to her. I don't want to imagine, don't imagine that.
Well, the thing is, nobody will be bothering us. And before you ask me anything, no, there was a better place to do this, Yori. Like, I would take you to my house if I could. For the last thing we need is my family giving you the third degree.
I mean, I don't mind.
Especially Grandma.
Who's this young man? What's he with him? Is he your boyfriend? What's your boyfriend?
And 1,000 more questions.
I wouldn't mind.
So yeah, I'm doing us a favor by skipping that scene. You can thank me later, by the way.
But let's do it. Yuka doesn't stop joking around as she opens the door that leads to her bedroom. Her mocking grin revealing that most of what she said would be true. I can totally picture her grandma being that nosy with a complete stranger. My grandma would probably ask the same questions for. That's why you never introduce anyone to your family. Unless you truly mean it.
And here we are again, my bedroom. I'm sorry I couldn't clean this place up properly, but I'm gonna try to make up for that with some delicious food. Blushing. The best you've had in ages, I promise. You'll want seconds for sure.
I mean, it's alright, Yuka. I consider myself more than satisfied with getting to have dinner with you, no matter what tasty it will be.
Hey, aren't you a charmer? But seriously, this ramen is top-notch, definitely the best in the city of North Japan. And it's insanely rare too. Only 3 people have access to it in the world. 4 if we count you, Yori.
What? Probably exaggerating the quality of the ramen she ordered from some distinguished restaurant. Yuka places a tray she hid on her bed. The bags that contain the bowls not having any kind of recognizable features. That's weird. Did she perhaps exchange the bags to keep the name of the dinner secret? Probably yes. Famous brands love printing their names everywhere.
Anyway, it's time to dig in, but you go first, Yori. I wanna hear your sincere opinion. If the ramen doesn't make you cry, I'm becoming a cave hermit.
Wait, you sure have your hopes put on this food to claim that, Yuka? Where do you even get it from?
No asking now, you're not allowed to eat. Hey, sorry, you're only allowed to eat.
Yuka narrows her eyes playfully while she tosses a pair of chopsticks in my direction, making me catch them mid-air. Hoops! And then I sink them under the still boiling broth, fetching a sizable chunk of meat that I drive to my mouth. It takes my palate a few seconds to overcome the scorching heat, but in the end, an extremely powerful yet delicious flavor invades it. Yo, incredible! It tastes like an improved version of the traditional ramen! People would form mile-long lines just to have a single slurp of that.
And they did alright. I saw it with my own eyes. Neighbors would leave their workplaces early to eat some, because if you snoozed, you lost your chance that day. Not to mention, it was pretty funny seeing the ramen them race to...
Why did I say ramen?
Not to mention, it was pretty funny seeing them race to our place. That always amused Grandma.
Wait a second. Do your folks have a ramen shop? Lifting her head to better remember the past, Yuka chuckles softly as I continue to guzzle down the ramen, the contents of the bowl dangerously low when I decide to reply. So your grandma cooks this for us. That was very nice of her. Even more so since she's retired, right?
Yep, she stopped cooking professionally soon after that, found a new job and Mom got better. She owned the most popular ramen restaurant in the city, which explains why those disgusting buggers tried to trick her into signing dubious contracts to expand her business. Ha! They didn't know who they were messing with.
Dude, I feel like that grandma might have been in a gang herself in the past.
However, if I had been her, I would have invited those blockheads to discuss their offers with some unique ramen that would have changed their minds forever.
Upon saying that, Yuka smirks wickedly, hinting that their food would have had special ingredients better left untold. Yeah? Despite her hatred, Yuka wouldn't dare to poison those people, but adding a couple of laxatives sounds like something she'd fancy doing. Yeah? What a threatening cook she'd be, to bunkers at least. Which makes me feel very thankful she no longer thinks I'm one of their ilk. Spending the rest of the night glued to the toilet doesn't sound enticing the slightest. Can we not talk about it? Encouraged by its succulent flavor, Yuka and I emptied our respective bowls of ramen faster than we wanted, both us full but still craving for more. Unfortunately for us, her grandmother didn't cook anything else, so we decided to take it easy, lay on her bed and resume chatting. It's been pleasantly entertaining getting to know Yuka this much. I'd definitely love to hear more stories about her and her family. Yes, me too.
Ah, what a dinner. I'm stuffed. I wish I could do this much and this great more often.
You don't? Why? Since your grandma is the cook, you could literally have this ramen every night, Yuka.
First of all, if I did, I'd get sick of ramen within a week.
Yes! Thank you for saying that. Someone tell this as well in the past to my mom. Tell her that in the past. Like, dude, you say whatever, she cooks something or buys some whatever, something good. You say it's good, the next day you saying the same thing. The next day again and again and again, and it's, dude, I'm tired of that already. If something is good, it doesn't mean you have to have it every single day. That's the point. To not have it every single day, right? You get sick of it eventually, yeah. Even if it's good.
Secondly, as I told you, my grandpa's pretty old. She cooked this for us because I told her it was for a special occasion. And thirdly, I really have the chance to sneak out of this hideout to eat with my family. So in the end, I almost always have breakfast, lunch and dinner here with my people. It's kinda depressing, I know. But at least I never eat alone. That'd be even sadder.
Oh. Ow. I feel hit very hardly right now, okay? Yuka giggles at her comment with a bit of gloominess attached to her laughter, suggesting she'd prefer to share every single meal with her family. Actually, me not. Oh. I couldn't actually, no. Leadership truly is taking a lot from her.
What about Yori? Where and with whom do you usually eat?
First, depends on who invites me. Let's go. To be honest, it depends mostly on who invites me, Yuka. Most of the days I have to eat alone at my apartment, but I mean, on some others I get to eat outside with company. It was you tonight, and I'm glad because I dislike eating in front of an empty seat.
Oh, wow! Look at Mr. Popular here. But yeah, jokes aside, it makes sense. I guess that you got a deal with a ton of people thanks to your shop, so sum it up, inviting to say thank you or something. In part, that's why I asked you to meet me, to appreciate your efforts. You're practically working your ass off to unravel the case, so I thought you deserved a reward that went beyond money. And what better reward than having dinner with your favorite bunny girl, huh?
Yeah, she's my favorite bunny girl, I gotta agree. Yuka accompanies her teasing remark with a nudge on my shoulder, her confidence so strong that she's not even going to ask if that's the case. However, her narrow gaze gives way that she's about to ask something else.
Isn't that the very reason that made you come? The possibility of receiving some sort of reward from a girl that you like? You can admit it out loud, I won't get mad.
I'm gonna go first one. Let's go. Gotta say, I had a sneaking suspicion it'd be a lovely meeting. Even more so since I knew that the invasion came from you.
So in a way, you're right, Yuka. I knew it even before you answered me. It was crystal clear. But it's flattering that you actually admitted it, Yori. It shows that we no longer put on an act and mess around like teens.
Upon uttering that, Yuka inches closer to me, resting her hand sensually on my leg. Her intentions are more than glaring now.
So tell me, Yori, what do you want to do next? This place is empty and it will remain empty until morning.
As long as it's with you. Anything goes, Yuka. Anything. Your choice.
Anything goes, you say? Oh boy. Now that's a response I love hearing.
Yeah. And so, they cuddled all night. Disinclined to draw the curious eyes of Yuka's gang and raise many eye-brushing questions, I exit the bedroom and warehouse at down early enough to find myself alone at the front of the building. I still can't believe the attackers disappeared, leaving nothing behind but tire tracks. And how come nobody saw them get away from the neighborhood? Their cars were huge and impossible to miss. Plus, gunshots don't go unnoticed that easily. The case is getting cold and I've barely begun. She'd punch me hard if she heard me say this, but it's almost disappointing that Satom is not involved. Yeah, would make things so much easier. That way there will be some sort of lead to follow at the crime scene. Wait for a second there. Crime scene? There is no crime scene. And it's been 2 whole days since the incident already. An army of cops and the media should be snooping around like I'm doing right now. Why aren't they here? Why is nobody investigating but me? That makes no... Suddenly, this discovery triggers me to snap my fingers in realization the case burning cold once more. The neighbors must have called the police when they heard the shots, and would have done that in an instant. Yet no cruisers came to see what was happening and tend to the emergency. That sounds terribly suspicious. To the point the police might have something to do with the raid. I asked the cops directly about it, for that lead only to my detention or mysterious disappearance. Fortunately for me, I know the perfect girl for asking such a dangerous questions. Yeah. Squinting with sheer tiredness, Rico leans against the wall, struggling to keep herself awake and not fall asleep on her feet. I bet it's the first time she's woken up in this early in ages. I wonder if she usually visits the snazzy club that destroy anyone's sleep pattern in a blink. Squinting with sheer tiredness, Rico leans against the wall, struggling to keep herself awake and not fall asleep on her feet. I bet it's the first time she's woken up this early in ages. Thank you for letting me in, Rico. I have something critical to tell you.
I hope it's really important, Yori. I was sleeping so peacefully.
Rico yawns, closing her eyes for almost the duration of 40 blinks.
Anyway, what is Yori? Did someone die? Has the economy crashed?
Kind of. You and I prevented that from happening.
Whoa! Wait, did you two save the world's economy?
No, before some heavily armed people assaulted Yuka's hideout and they almost opened fire. Yuka's paying me to find out who they were.
Ah, you scared me for a second there. If the economy had crashed, all the money I earned with you would be worthless.
Come on, killing people is just as serious. I believe that killing people is equally serious, Rico. I wouldn't disregard that fact so casually. You can replace money, but you can't replace people. Well... So let's focus on what matters, shall we? These material things shouldn't concern us now. Guilty for having deemed money for more important, Rico grimaces with regret, wishing she hadn't said that.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry about that, Yori. So what happened, exactly? Some bosses with guns attacked Yuka and then you kicked them out, is that it?
That's a short summary. But yes, that's what happened.
Well, if those guys don't belong to a street gang, then might take is a company. Someone hired them to act as a hitman. And guess what? Satimi's company loves doing that.
I already asked her, Rico, personally. Neither she nor the people she works for have anything to do with it. Perplexed, Rico tilts her head, her degree of surprise similar to Yuka's. Sodomy truly has had a bad reputation among them.
Wow, I didn't see that coming. I was convinced it'd be her. Do you have an idea? Who else could it be, Yori?
Not really, for I have a promising lead. During the raid, there were gunshots and sounds of fighting. The neighbors surely alerted the police, but nobody showed up, not even today. Strange, don't you think?
Ooh, there's something extremely of yeah. The cops are curious by nature.
Are they, though?
I can't believe they are asking questions as we speak.
Exactly, and that's why I want to ask you a favor, Rico. Rico's mind's in anticipation, eager to hear what I have to say, for she must have an idea already.
A favor? Oh, what could that be, Yori?
I need answers from the police, and since I won't be able to get them, I'd want you to do it for me with your powers. Please! I'll come with you, of course. You won't do this alone.
Please? Oh, I see. Now tell me what I get from helping you with this.
You'll be doing a huge favor to society. Isn't that enough payment, Rico?
It is, but I want something from you. You're the one asking me for a favor, not society.
Teasingly, Rico now rolls her eyes, using my request as an excuse to take advantage of me, which I don't mind. I think I know how to bargain with her. Okay, if you help me infiltrate the commissary and obtain the information I need, I'll come to the Scarlet Moon with you again!
And spend the whole night with me?
And spend the whole night with you, yes. Do we have a deal?
You bet we do. Let's go!
With our negotiations coming to an end, Rico casts away her wariness as she springs to my side and takes me by the hand. This is a small price to pay to complete my mission. Or it would be if it was something that cost me. Visiting the club again with Rico sounds more like a reward than a payment. Yeah? That's true. Just like before, Rico got changed inside the bathroom. Her glaring bodysuit going unnoticed by even everyone in the lobby. What do they see? A regular dress or police outfit? The face of the policewoman attending her suggests the latter.
Hello, ma'am. How may I help you?
You perhaps won't know a thing, but yesterday night there was a big fight in the old neighborhood. There was even gunfire. Can you believe that? So the thing is, my friend here wants to know why you guys didn't show up.
Oh, I had no clue. The commissary is the one who handles that kind of significant infractions. You should meet him on the top floor. He'll be inside his office, but I warn you, he's a man of few words. You might not get much from him.
Well, that's no problem. Everyone gets chatty with me. And he will too.
Rico sticks out her tongue playfully to the policewoman, for maybe I should say winks to her, before she gestures to me to follow her to the elevator and last floor, becoming our new destination. Rico claimed that her powers only work with people with poor wills. Will the commissary be one of those people? For our own good, he better be. Traversing as if we own the police station, we ultimately enter the commissary's office, who is looking over some files without paying attention to us. Ignoring the girl in the bunny suit is a good sign. It gives way that we won't have the problem retrieving sensitive information from him.
Hi there, you're the commissary, right? The one who takes care of the police station?
Yeah, that's me. What do you want? You don't really like cops to me and I directed visits from civilians.
We're civilians, right? But you'll make exception with us, won't you? We've got some questions to ask you that you can't wait.
Fine, I'll overlook this just once. Rico giggles with delight, the commissary's submissiveness proving to be a clear indication that he's under her control.
My friend here says that there was a huge brawl yesterday in the old neighborhood. One with shots and all that, and you didn't dispatch any policeman to the area. And the reason why? That sounds superficial if you ask me.
Truth be told, they didn't set anyone because I was bribed not to. They paid handsomely, so I accepted without making any questions.
Who are they? Who are they? A criminal gang?
A corporation, a big one. They're new to the city, apparently. The girl they sent struck me as power-hungry despite her odd looks.
Odd looks? In what sense?
She wasn't wearing the usual business suit. She was wearing a bunny suit like your friend.
Our jaws drop when we hear this, hardly believing what the commissioner said.
Wow, you can see my bunny clothes for real?
Of course, how could I not? I'm not blind.
That's incredibly weird, isn't it, Rico?
Sort of, yeah. That means that his will is weak enough to succumb to my powers, but somewhat strong since he doesn't fall for the visual illusions. Which I think is more than right. Because you won't tell anything to anyone about our visit, will you?
No, this never happened.
Exactly.
Rico giggles impishly as she takes it on the commissioner's desk, concealing her amazement behind her usual teasing behavior. I'm rather shocked too. Not only because the commissioner is able to see Rico's clothes, but because there is apparently a new bunny girl in town.
So about the other bunny girl, did she give you a name?
She kept the whole meeting a secret. I have no names or any other useful clues for you.
That's inconvenient. And what about the name Satomi? Does that name rings any bells?
No, first time I've heard it.
Well, crap, that was our last lead, Yori.
It wasn't Rico. It never was to begin with. Satomi said that she was innocent and believed her. I believed her.
Yeah, but you know, I know her comedy pretty well, and the tiger can't change its stripes.
I twist my lips with annoyance, ticked off to hear that Rico's always doubted Satomi's word and mine. Satomi's got to be the most infamous girl in a bunny suit for everyone to mistrust anything related to her. That was because they haven't had a chance to meet her more personally like I did.
Anyway, do you have any more questions for our corrupt friend here, Yori?
I don't think so. He revealed all he could to us already.
Yep, that's right. That's what I thought. So why won't you be a good boy, cover your hands behind your back and admit that you're being bribed to not do your job yesterday,
Okay, well,
The commissary nods almost mindlessly, leaving his own office as he follows Rico's commands obediently.
I know about you, Yori, but I need a drink. This story is getting extremely complicated. And in my opinion, this town had more than enough of free bunny girls. We were good at least.
Relatively good, I think. You three are far from being angels.
Hence the bunny suits. Bunnies are mischievous.
Wait, are they?
Probably. Well, I never had one as a pet. Only a parakeet, and he was a prick.
Rico giggles at her comment before she springs to her feet, latching to my side by curling her arm around mine.
Anyway, should we leave? We're done here.
Yeah, but I'm so confused. Is there really a fourth bunny girl? If so, who is she? What kind of inhuman powers does she have? What does she use them for?
what appears to be a resolution of this case just blew it out of proportion.
That's a lot of question, Yori. Very complicated ones as well, okay? We can just answer them all at once.
Yeah, you're right, Rico. It seems there's a lot more investigating left to do. However, that will be left unanswered in today's episode, as we are approaching the credits. Kyoki Chiho, story and writing, new name by the way, character art Wanaka, that's a name we know, absolutely amazing arts and so on. Background art Da Hatanime Muruhamuro Soanala, music Zach Parrish, production Exilim. Thank you for playing! That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Please look forward to part 2,
Dude, I look forward to part 2, okay? As I mentioned in the past, I don't care what people might think about Sakura games. I do enjoy them, and I will continue playing them. I love them, okay? They are a ton of fun. This one was really good, in my opinion. Absolutely looking forward to part 2, like Satomi, great bunny girl. Yuka, amazing bunny girl. And Rico also is epic, yeah. In general though, I can admit that Yuka is my favorite of the 3 girls we've met. Without a shadow of doubt here. Dude, I mean Basti Tomboy, let's go. Let's go. But I don't know between Rico and Satomi, to be honest. I think they are both really nice overall. I definitely would like to find out what's with Satomi's contract and why she's bound to that company so much and so on. And maybe somehow free it of that. That would be nice. And I think overall Rico might have like sort of the best approach. Freelancing, getting the money out of the companies, possibly also destroying them if they need to be destroyed on their way. Even though technically she did it for the first time, but you know, it was epic way. Also, her power is amazing. Her power is probably the best of all. Like Satomi clearly has like the super strength and agility and so on. Yuka can control control elementals, which is cool. But being able to control minds, absolutely amazing. Also, what I noticed, Yuka is the only one who did not receive a CG in like a casual sort of clothes. Like Satomi had this while we were in the cafe. Rico maybe not casual clothes, but like literally a fancy going out outfit here. And Yuka sadly did not receive one. But she did we did get to see it in a sprite, in a normal sprite. Anyway, let's end it right here right now. I absolutely did dig this game, which you can find on Steam, by the way, of course. If it's still before end of 31st of July, you can get it with 25% discount. I'm saying that it is not sponsored or anything, by the way. It is not. I always link the game in the description. Always. Oh yeah, if you enjoyed the video, consider liking it, of course. If you're new around here, consider subscribing as well. That would be very much appreciated. Obviously, it would be nice to have you around. Also, in the description, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, if you're into that stuff, you can follow me there. With that being said, hope you will have a wonderful day. Hopefully you will join me tomorrow, probably in the next game we'll be playing. Yeah. Bye-bye.